rotation. Kips is looking to be the golden child. Basically, Mercury is like, get these guys right quickly. Neum is looking to continue his hot streak. 5-0 undefeated with this lineup in the respawns. But if I'm Kips, it's just about, hey, doing what my team needs me to do.
Yeah. And already you kind of heard the narrative surrounding the 1v1 potentially out of Neum and Kips. Former teammates playing on Huntsman, now squaring up against each other in the league very recently after Dallas. And Kips is able to get the better of him, at least initially, but the quick counter comes through. So 10-10, the early count. Koi still in possession of the hill, but routes starting to develop here for LA, and watch yourself with the BZ. He's been one of the most flexible players, I would say, in the league this year. Cleanax able to find himself a couple. The BZ in some trouble, tries to force a gunfight. He's got help with Scrap, and they do win back the hard point.
Yeah, Spawn's now flip, and on a map like Scar, you best believe you're going to see extra AR. So even though Cleanax is supposed to be running that second SMG, Scar's a lot of long distance gunfights. You got to whip out that M15 for some of these hills, but Koi at least do a great job at the P1. You get 28 seconds, spawns go back and forth. Now you win the rotation over towards P3, forcing all of these to try to break through gain, and they cannot find an opening until they get that trade at Deli.
Yeah, but that trade doesn't really do too much in terms of moving around the hard point, but Scrap wins an unpredictable 1v1 versus Joe. That now puts a little bit more pressure on Toronto, having to watch the pinch and the hit from the front at the same time. Neum with the first one to drop. Nade does land. Cleanax already in some trouble, stunned up behind the generator, but the flank has been made safe. Now all eyes can go forward for Toronto. In sight, try to keep his life. He's got Hydro low in front of him, but it's a BZ's double that has the hard point staying open. Ooh.
Oh yeah, but then it's Kips off the respawn, able to line up 3. The new guy on the block single-handedly is able to hold down this P2 for Toronto. Now you're forcing Thieves early off the rotation towards P3 at the plane heady, because if you're late to that one and then you give up some streaks on the way, it's going to be even more difficult to try to hold that one down. But Kips continue to shine. 10-4 on 5.
Yeah, looking solid, looking solid. Great start. And the rotation to 3 looking just as good. 75-15 the count, as Joe will help get the trade around the hard point and then make his way on in. Neum does get the shutdown from Kips playing forward, so now LA can set up their break attempt. Cleanax only able to get one from the heady on the plane, so now a little bit of pressure established as the spawns will move around a little bit. LA a chance to just get a natural pinch set up. Joe headed a swivel, able to find one trade inside in the middle of the map, also able to connect onto one more. So now it's just down to the what happens with Joe inside the hill. LA behind Scrap's double has a chance to flip, and they will try to find their way back in, but the quick spawns for Toronto have the kills going the way of the new guy up with Kips, and Toronto still in.
Brother, this is lockdown. I watched Koi scrim when they first announced this lineup versus Optic. They got a 100-point club every single map. But the fact that this is such a quick turnaround, scrims compared to pro matches, is a completely different story. Kips is on one. They have been in control of this game from start to finish, dominating off the rotations, trading out effectively, controlling the right side of the map. Gives them an 80-point lead, but this is an opportunity where Thieves can try to maximize their opportunity. Only one play on this side of the map. You take care of Joe, you secure the back spawns. Now we need to secure time.
Well, Toronto try to set up from the front, need to try to fit this breakthrough. Cleanax shut down at stairs, and we'll see how the rest of Koi try to manipulate this as we head to an early Toronto. Listen in.
They're just playing really
deep right shed. Scrap deep right shed. What's your mail?
Coming deep of you. One front
back shed, scrap on top behind you. Back right, back right, scrap.
Wobbing at me.
Nice,
one side,
it's fine.
Front side. He's lane front. He's pushing out. Nice, good shot, Joe. Stay up. One still back.
Nice.
I just front. He went the two. One scrap, one shot for blue.
And
then one going right cross.
Two top blue.
Top that. Nice, one more. Top that. Nice. Your shit, bro.
Bam for you.
One hit mid cut to grab heady, by the way.
I'm bang right.
I don't think so.
Ain't gotta be.
In shop,
Wait, 2, okay. 1 new, 2 T1, okay? Go 1 T1, 1 their side chop.
I'm sorry now.
You want hit mid cut?
Can we chop me on it?
One's me out left,
yeah. Dead, I'm in. You probably should have time.
Top broken scrap, okay? Top broken scrap.
Top green, you're up front.
I'm throwing text.
I think
I'm one top broken challenge.
One top.
Absolute dead.
Actually, one shot top through the back.
I'm holding.
I'm through the back. Top. Nice. Block. Easy. Keep me broken.
Yeah, maybe broken.
I'll get time. He's top broken, probably.
Oh, me, Scrap.
I'm playing out.
One shot.
Scrap the broken out already.
I don't see at least.
I'm one shot.
T2.
Nice throw. Back.
Last guy front. I had the cross.
One to the back.
One's still front, bro.
Yeah, one front. Back
He's pushed P2. Nice. Trap him in, okay?
I'm gonna do left front.
Yep.
Right, done.
Nice, good shot.
I'm saving now. Can we talk maybe?
I'm looking top back.
Yeah, I can help you right, okay?
One's on T2 now.
Yeah, they're
I'm gonna help him left, okay?
I have deep left right now.
Kips cruising with Toronto, but LA starting to dig into the deficit. Hydra with the cruise. Let's see how that helps out the Thieves as we jump over to an LA listen in.
What kind of ticket? Yes.
I got the guy blue.
Still take it right.
Yeah, it's ticket.
I'm holding
I'll get
back
time. Every
blue.
time.
Blue, dead.
Still take it right. Still take it.
I'm blocking blue. I'm blocking blue. I'm blocking blue.
Yo, top broken
Phoenix on time. Phoenix on time.
Last guy top broken. He jumped out.
He's gonna be out. Bus, right side, bus. Shut up.
Okay.
Nice, get time. My time, very right.
I pinch.
I hear.
Yo, pitching inside. Deep boat right now.
Name Debo. I try nading it.
Deep boat inside.
Naded him.
Debo.
He's naded. There might be two, I think.
Two.
No. Name me one shot. Two. One target top, front blue.
Time is 1 minute.
Go.
Main time, right?
Go
right. Take it. Alright, take it one time on army.
Name this side time.
Alright, in take it still. In take it.
I didn't nade him on time.
Yo, push to right. Push to right.
Yeah, one's on me side. One me side inside.
On team side. Low side.
Low side. One more top blue.
Take it. Bus.
I'll team top bus.
Bus one shot, Joe.
Nice.
Top blue to the back. Yo, going top blue now. Left window.
And one side. And the window. One shot.
Last 2 sets.
One shot.
And then top broken.
Top broken is set. Top broken first guy set. I spawned blue. I kill this guy set.
Low side.
We kill this guy. Nice guys.
Go, Jack.
Okay. I'm needing your top here. I need your top here.
They got a name, maybe?
Nice. I'm happy you top here.
I'll see him low. One's low. Name me on time.
Inside top.
Top it low.
Nice.
Stay alive on time.
Keep soaking that. Yo, one low. Low.
Too low.
We're missing kids.
Low. Dead. One more low.
Let's do guys.
One more low. On the heady, I think.
Yeah, I get our mid here.
Top is 1 bullet. Top 1 bullet, 1 low.
Right here. I'm going new. I have to cut to new guys.
Two bus.
I have to cut to new. Yo, first guy, mid cut. Mid cut,
Bus going mid cut right now.
Box right now. Big cut now.
Top green dead. Nice. Yo, where are they spawning?
They're spawning blue if you're not blocking.
Yeah, blocking.
Top green. Top green, 1 on the plane. Top green. Top green dead.
Spawning blue. Top blue right now in the window.
I'm blocking P5. Yeah, I'm blocking P5. I'm blocking P5.
One shot, 2 on me.
Well, a little bit of a sleepy start, but a fiery rotation here. Abizi on 6 in a row has earned a second Hellstorm for LA, but the battle continues over P3. Toronto a chance to get the lead right back.
Yeah, just a big shout out to Abizi, man, because he's single-handedly keeping Thieves in this game. Got a Hellstorm. I'm hitting long routes to secure the spawns. I'm even holding down the hill time. That's why Koi only have a 1-point lead as of right now, but over to the P3, you have greed control that you don't want if you are Koi, so you're trapped on that backside. All of these are ready and waiting off of the back of that Hellstorm. Just keep on running up this score.
Yeah, and you can see even Abizi right now just hard blocking around the back. This has been a free P3 for LA, but now Toronto late in the hard point, trying to push their way forward, flood out the Thieves, see if they can flip the spawns late, and they will be successful in least blocking. Hydra, Scrap, both spawning out. Toronto trying to frame up an approach through P2 side, and it's Abizi who's in position, trying to watch this hit, has a little bit of help with him, stays away from being the trade, and LA will lock things over to P4. Major opportunity here to get the lead and possibly put this game away.
Yeah, Koi need to find a break and find it quickly. Thankfully, they find the opening kill, but they're still losing the gunfights after that. The numbers are in favor of Thieves. The spawns are in favor of Thieves. You take care of Kips. Everyone is cleaned out of Grandmas. 35 seconds still here to fight for at the P4. Neum, your job is to just hold down the backside as long as you can, or at least give the information to your teammates. They're going to clean up house. Another 3 in the feed for LA. They're going to breach that 200-point mark.
Yeah, Kips just trying to do something here in the last 20 will get shut down. And so over 200 points go LA. Scrap also making a mess of the mid-map rotation. So really Toronto have to just chalk and rotate this way earlier than you'd like. You do get the plane heady for insight. Joe's watching for the long route around the back, and Kips will be up top in Broken. An opportunity to really lock down this setup, but Abizi again, 4 in a row, able to open up around space at the back. That might make a bit of a mess of the spawns because you have to be worried about it coming off, and now all of a sudden, you're trying to threaten top Broken, and Abizi's going to get there. Hit from the front, also starting to find success, and here come LA, a chance to neutralize the hill, but the spawns are still good for Toronto.
Yeah, but Abizi again goes on a bunch of streaks and has another Hellstorm in the back pocket to potentially try to close out this game. Koi take care of everybody else but Abizi. They leave him for the last man standing, but you don't want to wait until that P1 or that P2 chain to call this in. You got to get it done now.
Hellstorm ordinance being called in.
What a win on the backside.
Abizi's able to find one. Insight, try to hold off LA from being able to hit from the front. That's successful. So Toronto's going to get over 200 points and a chance to possibly take a narrow edge as we reset back over to P1. But Abizi's not done yet. SMG in hand this time. Jumps in for 10 seconds of scrap time. That's not insignificant, especially if you can confirm the last bit of it. But Kleenex gets 2, and now numbers for Toronto rotating back over to P1.
Yeah, but Niam and Scrap, the AR duo on the side of LA, are able to combine for 2 off the rotation. Now, how can Niam finesse on the time? Not for long at all. Now Scrap's not aware that they're going to spawn right behind you if you are Koi. So 207, 222. We're going to have a photo finish here on the opening map between these two teams. But Koi are in right now.
Yeah, you can see LA are trying to work the map, not the hard point right now. Insight, good for 1. Gets a read that there's a hit coming around the OE through the white wall. Kip's trying to pick that up. He had a great start, but he slowed down just a touch. This would be huge, though, if he can find both. Has another member in his way.
Abizi
with the win of the SMG. 221, 222. 25 seconds left to fight, and we're still battling for spawns for P2 in the last 20 of this first hill.
He just continues to draw the attention. 2 players try to take down Abizi and just forcing him to look at you. Your teammates are finding free kills. He dies on 3 in a row. Spawns for LA over towards blue. Type of rotation also in their back pocket with Scrap finding a double. It's a one-on-one at a time. Kleenex is going to find it, but instantly traded. Thieves looking to close it out here at P2.
Hardpoint opens. Thieves are in. Toronto has to break. Trying to make the way middle of the
my.
That is right there. Hydra gets blown away. Now an opportunity to crunch on this. Scrap keeps the flank safe, but the hit from the front has numbers. Abizi gun up, can't find the damage. Follow up, not necessarily there initially, but Scrap. Oh, tons of damage in, leaves an easy cleanup for Hydra. Last couple of seconds, we'll have Toronto trying to sprint to get major qualifiers. They were, I mean, actually
First
in the
2
major
weeks.
qualifiers, they were pretty solid, but just could not quite finish series later, especially as we got into the major.
Just after those first 2 weeks, when they come back from that break, everything completely changed for Toronto. They used to be the best Overlord team. Were fantastic at the hard points, still struggled in search and destroy, but now you hit the complete reset here. And so far into the round 1, first blood goes in favor of LA. They instantly find the second kill. Still in a man-up advantage, just not going to waste any time, get the bomb down today.
Yeah, the 2-3-5 has not been kind to Toronto.
At least after the first 2 weeks, you know? They were great at Overlord.
Yeah, yeah, they were literally could not have been better.
Yeah.
I think is. Well, here come the nades, and that will give the intention of where this retake is going to come from. Although LA are still being very cautious to make sure there isn't anyone floating behind. It looks like
In that first blood category, they lost, but so far 1-0 here.
hit for Toronto looks pretty standard. Couple of nades over the top of A. Get a shoulder. Do we commit to planting? No, instead we're stun checking over towards tunnel. LA will feel pretty confident that this is going to be an A hit, so they'll rotate over a little bit late, and nades will push Joe off. No plant here.
And now they're ready to send it because they know they have two players weak. So you might as well commit when we have the advantage, but you commit and no check the right angle because Mr. Toby, if you didn't know, is running that SMG again. He's able to early on, but Kleenex, he's a CDL vet. Top 5 SMG of all time in the CDL era. So he's bound to make plays like that. Ties the game up with an ace. And now he's trying to continue on his aggression play. Finds another kill to start this one off.
So now on 5, working for potential Hellstorm considerations. And how about this for Toronto? Going to have to play for an A retake here if the bomb does indeed get planted in this 3v4. LA taking their time, and I just don't know how in the world you would expect this many players on the flank. Scrap will try to comment out, and Niam only gets one in return, and it's on to Abizi. And he is playing without the bomb and completely away and isolated away from any potential rotation you would think.
You allow Koi to dictate how that round is going to be played by taking all that space away. So 2 rounds in a row off the back of 2 first bloods.
Quick idea here for LA over towards the B side of the map. Kip's the one. Oh, hit marker out of nowhere. But we'll stay 4v4, and that's going to be one of those feel bad moments, but an impressive little look to see what Kips has to offer with the scope.
Yeah, and that allows Insight now to always have that M15 in hand. Probably was uncomfortable with the scope sometimes, but you pick up a new guy, he's more than comfortable to run the boomstick. Scrap this time finds the first blood. Kleenex with the trade. Kleenex finds kill number 2, but it's the young gun 1v2 now.
And that's one of those moments of why you give Kleenex a sub. But like you mentioned, 1v2 now for Kips. He may read this rotation pretty well. First shot, trying to jump over the top of it, not able to connect. And now just looking for an extra opportunity. And he is stuck in spawn.
So tie game, all tied up in the first blood category as well. Toronto back on the defense, and this time Scrap's got the boomstick of his own.
Yes, sir. Focus, though, for LA is largely over the middle of the map. BZ takes a ton of damage, and he's just kind of showing force, and he's successful in pulling the Toronto defense over towards the A side of the map. So now the bomb has made its way over to B. Double stack here. Kips nearby. Whoa, didn't like the look of that. Said, whoa, they're here. They're all here. Trophy system also deleted, and this should be a plant and a pretty confident post-plant setup for LA, but no. Instead, they're going to try to rotate. Oh! A BZ snaps onto Joe to Thieves. Scrap catches Kleenex, trying to rotate, and now the round becomes pretty much just a matter of time.
Yeah, 1v4 for Insight. Spots out 2 players at this A site. Makes it a little bit more manageable. 50 HP in a dream. Able to get out.
But caught on reload. Able to reset it. Gets the one on the
site. And by the time they ran back to B, Kips is thinking, all right, I'm on the B side for free. No one's here. Turn that corner. Wait, they're actually here. Just a free first blood of the Thieves. Now they have the advantage again.
Mid-map control for LA. Tunnel control in particular, as Hydra's already made his way from one side of the map to the other. BZ just throwing shoulders on that top box corner, while everyone else for LA is more focused on stopping a rotation through mid and playing contact for any info at A. Toronto have gotten top mid control, though. This will force LA to have to adjust and adapt to that position. But Kleenex gets caught. Hydra somehow walks away with 2, including the bomb carrier.
Okay, you just don't get any information early on. By the time you wrap back, you just wrap back into a blind position. And Hydra's ready and waiting in towards tunnel for the opening double. Now it's a...
He was about to get the business from the second, but no one checks the corner. And again, it's one of those things of why would you? We haven't seen this play out of an LA defense yet. Oh, that's a aggressive shoulder that BZ gets a ton of information on. Now LA can hit the brakes and see if they can try to isolate. Kips for 1, falls on into the play. And oh, mercy. Kleenex lucky to still be alive. BZ not in a position to trade, but you do have an early route from Scrap. Exactly right.
Okay, he switched.
He's kind of missed a little bit of timing window until he finds the player over at mid, and now it's just on to Kleenex for the 1v2.
Yeah, he doesn't spot anyone with the boost stick early into the round, so switches to the M15. BZ gives the info. They're trying to get aggressive through mid, so just a re-wrap, able to catch 1. Now Toby left in a 1v2, 45 seconds and counting. Just got to choose right. Got to play the 50-50 correctly.
Oh, he's played to this point about as cleanly as you can. He's already checked out mid and over towards A, but now is where the question marks start to pop up. Scrap has been seen. Wow, clean shots out of Kleenex, but at that range, they're marshmallows. So with that, BZ will jump forward, get the bomb planted, and Scrap will watch over him, and the 1v2 will now have a clock riding against Kleenex.
Yeah, Kleenex has mute filled and also a frag in the back pocket. Just has to get a read on what the post-plan setup is looking like for LA. You get the info on
the mid-round adaptations, like you highlight, have been pretty much perfect so far for LA. So Scrap's now on 4 in a row. Then again, for Toronto, it's just been trying to get these rounds over the finish line. And LA is going to throw another weird look at them. Scrap in some trouble, will stun himself to some freedom. But they're trying to isolate Neum, and this is a heads-up play in terms of the setup. Neum's out of there. Scrap gets caught, though, at mid. It'll be easy. Shut down by Kleenex, and it looks like Toronto will be able to convert on this one, as it's just Neum. To be fair, but it's been on this side of the map that they've had some trouble. Scrap going to try to snipe. Oh, sees the pop-up late. Insight will have that extra information that Scrap is scoping. But this is maybe one of those unfolding rounds that just turns into, yeah, nades late. Get the smoke down, get the plant. Hydra's going to commit for it. Toronto need to make a decision. Are they going to try to contest this plant or not on the exit? And they actually do. They stop the bomb from being planted with that nade from Kips. Kleenex also takes down Neum on the corner, so now it's just down to a 2v3 the other direction in favor of Toronto.
Yeah, no need to do anything else. Job already done. Scrap is left with the sniper in hand. BZ's most likely going to try to run around and make up for it, but instead of Thieves trying to locate where they are, they're just not going to waste any time, get the bomb planted. It's going to be on a BZ to just gather any information and just keep on valuing his life.
Wow, 1 bullet away from being taken out of the picture, but now back to full health. Tries to challenge at mid, doesn't like the look of it, backs down. Scrap, does he found a rifle? Yes, he has. He's trying to watch over the top, and now he's got to watch everything all at once, and there's Kips right over the top of Statue. Couple of rounds in a row for Toronto.
Yeah, even off of the back of that first blood out of Scrap. Just Toronto in the right positions to success.
You get the bomb a fraction away from being planted. If I'll be honest, if Hydra gets that bomb planted, that whole round looks very different.
Oh, yeah.
Good counter nades come through. Abizi just checking for contact up top. Maybe sees just a whisper of insight, but not enough to really move anything around. Kleenex, shoulders. Yeah, just both players looking for information. Hydra, whoa. Up close and personal here at B. This is just what you would figure be a one and done position if he stays by himself, but now Scrap's here for help.
He's the bait.
Toronto commit to trying to hit this? Yeah, exactly right. Hydra's just bait, and Scrap can either watch the cross or vice versa.
Yeah, Scrap is just throwing shoulders, trying to force Toronto to try to commit over towards this B site. Potentially set up Hydra for the opening kill, but he peeks at the wrong time. It's already been 45 seconds wiped off the game clock, and Koi are trapped.
Yeah, but look at this. The LA are thinking we've got them on the rotate with those little...
And then probably going to try to beat us to the punch over towards statues. So just ready and waiting off the split setup. Now force round 11.
LA on the attack. Toronto defensively looking to play pretty standard. Abizi already getting up top at mid. Will force some eyes for Toronto to keep themselves planted there. And that means freedom around the A side. Abizi's cleared all the close corners, all the rad areas. And now it's just down to figuring out what we need if you're LA to try to execute.
Yeah, LA are trying to get these stuns and nades to be baited out. But Scrap, unfortunately, is going to get baited out with a wall bang by Joe. Bomb this kid planted, but Koi got the numbers.
Abizi staircase. Oh, what a prediction. Timing was perfect. Able to line up two. So now 3v2 the other direction. Is Hydra the next one in line? Watching this close corner cross. There's the shots. Hydra up. Able to find one, keep his life. Niem in some trouble. Look at a series overload, or pretty good overlook, and you see those tight numbers right there. You definitely feel confidence if you're Toronto saying, hey, we're fighting, we're in this. Let's not get it too twisted yet. But this map has been, I won't say a bread and butter for LA, but it's been common. And this opening breakoff has produced some opportunity early. And how about this route? Trying to make its way over to Dojo side of BZ. Yeah, almost able to put this thing over the finish line, but Scrap will likely have to respect this unless Hydra can do Hydra things, but no. So a heck of a different opening from LA, but doesn't quite work out.
Yeah, there's no way they try to go for the rank play opening. It almost worked out. But thankfully, you're able to get a trade onto a Abizi when you need to. But this is another opportunity with LA finding all four in the feed. A big nade out of Joe to Thieves is single-handedly going to stop this score from coming in. And Koi are just great at goal line stops so far in this game.
I mean, desperate goal line stops. And they're still trying to finesse and get this defense in order because there are players flying literally all over the place. But Hydra gets shut down. And now finally, a moment that Toronto can breathe, but they're still on the defense. Kleenex, SNG up. And I'm telling you, this is why we put Kleenex on a sub. Unreal. Absolute melts the first, and now Toronto can make a play through mid with insight, finding a win on Hydra.
Yeah, he just fails the lane properly. Wins his one-on-one, and now you're in the driver's seat to be on the attack with the EMP. The reset does come in. Toby is lining him up on 2 in a row.
Brother.
And now Joe, his SMG duo, finds himself on 4. Yeah, these guys are on point.
Yeah, dude. It's just like, it's got to be so vindicating if you're Kleenex. Like, I get it, trying to be the role player for his team, but give me a sub and let me do things. And he's doing some things right now. Inside, not able to go from one to the other, but it's Kleenex versus Scrap. Former teammates now squaring up, but Scrap continues to pogo off the side of the wall, and then a good set of shots through Dojo, but in some trouble here as he makes his way back over to mid with LA now possessing the EMP.
Yeah, and Niem's trying to be the opening. Finds one kill towards the backside while the teammates are trying to apply pressure through the front, but it's inside and Joe able to slow down that aggression coming in from LA. You put yourself in a position to potentially have another goal line stop, but again, we can't trade a Abizi. They finna get through a wall. And again, 2 minutes and 35 and counting. No scores have happened.
It's been a thrilling no-score half, though, I'll tell you that much. LA trying to win this battle over the middle of the map. EMP resets, though. That'll force the battlefield to move a touch. And how about it? Toronto say, let's just run forward, take this space away. Insight can now hold that angle. Great shots out of Joe. Kip's there to follow on the damage that's been provided. Just comes down to can they clear Niem out at the window, because Scrappus should be dead to rights, and Kip's able to finish, and a chance for Toronto to go on the offensive now.
Yeah, inside the lead blocker, just needs to value his life, but does get caught by Hydra. And now Joe knows I have to slow down or just wait for this pitch to develop out of Kips. We find an opening double. Kips on the backside is able to find two. That's all for Dad Koi. Get on the boy first. Joe deceives on 4 in a row with the score coming in, earns himself that Hellstorm. And now you're in position to try to rally another one if you can stay alive on this side of the map, but he falls.
Yeah, Kleenex, last one standing, is actually going to call for Kips to come join him here to see if they can brute force this from the front, and then maybe someone off spawn could grab, but Abizi will be the one to say not so fast. 12 and 9 for him. Only bested in the server by Joe, who's double positive with the Hellstorm in his back pocket. 1:18 of the clock. Good eliminations coming through. That's 2 for Joe. 3 down in total. Can you find the last one? Scrap with the pistol, able to clear some space out. That is a bold challenge from Scrap, and it works out to at least allow this LA defense to get into position.
Yeah, now you have the numbers if you are LA. So work your way back over towards Dojo's side. Make sure you try to fight this fight from the front side, but Koi now combined for 2 in the feed. You got to iron it up and guarantee a kill if you are Abizi. He does just that. But now it's all on Scrap.
Oh.
Knock down to half HP. You're going to get right by it for you, Joe. Another one for Toronto.
I mean, this just feels more like the Toronto that we would have expected to see, and the one that we were treated to in the first couple of weeks. Even in the first 2 map losses, it just feels better. Some next level John Madden commentary. Just feels better. No actual numbers. Joe gets a double. Opportunity here to possibly send this into overtime if you even need it. Oh, mercy. That's all 4 down. So now you can try to set something up. Knowing you've got an extra set of minutes between this and the overtime, you could try to play this through mid, but it looks like Toronto are going to try to brute force their way into P2. Pistol for Kleenex not going to work out, but a delayed nade from Kips lands, leaving Insight by himself. Catches 1, not able to catch the second. It looks like LA will have a chance to set up the overtime on their terms.
Yeah, Hydra's just going to get on out. 30 seconds to try to put 1 on the board before the half. Great shots out of Insight to rip Scrap out of top broken. But now Neum needs to find an opening, gets nothing done. They understand like what gaps I need to fill and when I need to run an SMG. And on a map like that, I feel like usually you're expecting a lot more ARs, but just the pressure you can set with the SMG is a big difference.
Wow.
If you can already see it in the feed, it's all purple. Koi line up 3, time to run the EMP right.
Oh yeah, Scrap is going to drop as well. So now you can send Insight on a route through middle. Everyone else holding and waiting for the battle over at Dojo. Joe gives you the opener with the pistol and the EMP. Insight's pinch is perfect. And it's a 3-0 start for Toronto. And I feel like I've been teleported back to December watching these guys play Overload right now.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen Joe Deceives play like this in quite some time, man. 7 series losses in a row. Joe was one of the top 5 players without question all throughout this title so far, but 22 and 11 with 3 overloads. That guy's gonna get done in every single category. Now, if you are Koi, with 4 minutes left to play, we can drastically just slow down the game.
Yeah, sure could. And the trades will allow them to do just that. Neum behind
here,
enemy
who cares?
Yeah, exactly. But now you've got to try to find some way to fight a force somewhere, and Scrap is going to show towards couches and then just run it in. Caught kind of with cement shoes right there, or Toronto. Not sure if they wanted to take the battle at the front or get the player in the back, and now all of a sudden LA have got to score with a couple of kills to possibly run a relay.
Yeah, I don't know if the communication was a hit right there for Koi, but it's like everyone was in a position to just watch their back instead of paying attention to where the EMP was going, because that's a free score for LA. Now they have the EMP in their possession again. Koi on the back foot trying to stay alive in the back of their spawn. Trades are going down. EMP carrier is going to be trapped, so this should be a stop.
Yeah, and it will be, unless Scrap can piece everyone together. Grabs the EMP, tries for something desperate, but too many Koi members there to be bamboozled by that. So now possession goes the other direction. Neum will be the first one to drop. Opportunity for LA to try to get set up, but now they're in some trouble here. So let's see how the defense sets themselves back up with an LA Thieves listening.
P2, 1 shot.
I get a cap. Just holding it.
Ball there.
Nice.
All right, 1 mid cut.
Oh, you killed me with that? I wasn't even on it.
What's in our spot? Nice. I'll use your knife.
Ah. Okay.
It's on mid.
I'm
On the left.
right.
Yeah. You want top?
P2, P2, 1 top. P2, 1 top. Toby's P2, going mid.
Right side couch. 2 on me. Show me right side.
Nice.
One more top. You go left.
Nice. 3.
That's two. We go left fast.
Left fast.
Hey, front couch inside. Front left.
Outside.
Nice.
Going left.
Something else. Hold on me. Hey, that's two. It's gonna spawn left again.
P1 arch, fuck, I'm going. Arches killed me.
1 shot.
Yeah,
Archer gold in arch.
Arch.
Take a left.
Arching gold.
Just nade in the fucking cams, Eddie.
He's gonna back up right.
Yep.
Native cams.
So, one short.
Top front mid.
One cash in. One broken. Dodges.
Oh.
Yeah, there's
Shot. I mean,
Two down. They smoke
Those
out.
two.
so fucking moron. I'm just got spawn kill. That's 8.
Oh,
Like,
the-
why is that so slow?
Not broken. Left, outside 10.
Coming left.
Yo,
And
come
one
left,
couch.
there's two,
Couch
there's
broken,
two.
2 left.
Yeah, we're good.
On the heady, watch out, Queen X.
Out right time mid. We should fly ball, boys. We should fly ball, two middle.
Yo, make up.
One bullet mid cut, Jamie in sight.
Oh, maps now.
You went right. One's P1.
I don't see him talking about blue.
Full mat, Jimmy.
Dead.
Nice, just two.
Running at me on the point, done.
Nice.
That's fine.
Outer.
Hit me. I hit him once. He's shining the ball. Nice.
They're always spawn P2.
Put a wrap. I'm going left with him.
We just have to go left.
Yes.
Yeah. Might be one peach.
Well, looks like time will likely expire on this map for LA. Decent bounce back for a moment there, but Toronto just, again, they look so refreshed, rejuvenated, and they just look more like themselves. Just a little look in the mirror, apparently, is all it took with Kips in the lineup.
Yeah, just put Kleenex on a sub and we'll get Jamie Inside activated. You know how your long-time duo plays. His pace style opens up lanes for you. But he's sitting at 30 and 21. Joe Thieves is dominating with all the overloads in his back pocket. And just Koi with the pressure and just the way that they dictated how they wanted to play this 10 overload was very easy versus LA. So they're able to extend the series a little bit longer. And even though Koi find themselves down 0-2 in this series, the first 2 maps were very tight. The new lineup, the system is starting to click at the right time when they needed to. And they finally stopped the bleeding in overload. It was 5 losses in a row. Now we got 1 in the W column.
Yeah, we'll take that. And honestly, just kind of looking at like how the map was played, Kips is the one kind of allowed to go.
Trying to completely turn it around. You want to try to avoid that 0-3 here in stage 2, knowing that you're going to play 11 matches. But if you can sneak this one out very early on with the new lineup, this is chef's kiss.
Yeah, that'd be insane. But it's Scrap and Neum able to find 3. It keeps Neum in the hard point for now. Some early time being generated. Hydra working on a bit of an early map flip, and that kill will help. Good prediction on Demore, so some damage will slow down Toronto trying to play through the P2 side. And also the awareness for Hydra. You know he's going to want to play off his own damage. Neum right there to make sure the kill comes through, and LA with the advantage early.
Oh yeah, this is just way too easy when you have this much statue control. Scrap on 5 in a row. Everyone whipping out an extra SMG for the early P1 fights. Unfortunately, not able to earn himself the Hellstorm, but you got Neum in a position to play the trades to guarantee the spawns over towards P2 side, and that with all 4 dead going down, your teammate spawns out, so you still know there's going to be a couple players from Koi tested towards the backside, but Neum ready and waiting.
Yeah, really good heads-up play here from Neum. Has help, but Kips able to get some damage done with the Semtex. Inside, 1v1 with Hydra.
Slam.
Not able to win that, as the Drovic is just a little bit too good at that range. So now Toronto trying to fight from inside the hard point. And, well, they're doing a nice job so far, not only getting the kills that they need, but they also stopped the little mini pinch through mid. So BZ's traded out. Spawns are still going to be good for LA, but this has been a really solid hold from inside the hill for Toronto.
Okay, you will absolutely take this. You're just hoping that we can find the second wave even easier. As you go 2 for 2 in the split fights until Joe Thieves flies on in for the final 2. Spawns, Flip, Koi have taken the lead here early on into the Colossus. And this is the perfect response with what seems to be a great P1 from LA with a flawless hold here at P2.
Oh, and Kleenex just kind of running and gunning right now, but you're absolutely right. Essentially a flawless P2 and only holding spawns for the back 20 of it. Chef's kiss. And that's all while Inside's 1 and 6, by the way. So you want to talk about the impact of the SMGs. Toronto are feeling that. LA over the rotation to new next, but want to try to feel out where exactly this hit from Toronto is coming from first. And in that, they establish who's spawning where. Now can take the fight over the top of the hill.
Yeah, but as Kips finds an opening double from the front side with that AR. Goes back and forth between the Drovic and the M15, depending on the hard point. And him finding that opening double leads to a good Koi break. You have the numbers to consistently keep on playing the trades on the bottom side of tunnel, but it's Scrap and a BZ able to go on 5 combined to clear out that P3 time to get the early break, and now you're setting up Hydra for a couple free P's through top mid.
And this is great from LA. You know that Neum's going to lock you down anchored spawns. You've got Hydra making sure no one hits an OE, and you let a BZ just do what a BZ does. And how about the timing here? Hydra able to reestablish control of the hill with the pinch around the back and do a little bit more than that. So a great moment here from LA. A perfect response to the P2 from Toronto, who now have to try to win this rotation from the front. Joe gets you one, but Neum shuts down the play. And now it's just down to feeling out where the rest of Koi are. And BZ continues to do that. 6 in a row, looking for 7. Shut down, though, by Kips. Hydra to try to follow. A little messy off of the mantle, but still able to find one. LA still spawning close, but Toronto hitting from the front.
Right through the front, and it's Kips again, finding the opening double. Now, what does it do to the spawns on the side of LA? 3 players all the way across the map. It didn't matter what BZ was doing over towards Statue, because there's a new guy on the block who's single-handedly finding breaks, not only at the P3, but now at the P4. Koi up by 10, but there's a good chunk of time to fight for here at the P4 remaining with 20 seconds to go. And Kleenex and Joe trying to hold it down. They get broken.
Inside back in off the close spawn, but a BZ scrap. Get it done themselves. Little 2v4 on top of the hard point and a BZ. 5 in a row, make it 6. 17 and 7. Lightning pace. I'm telling you, he may be the most flexible player in the game right now. And that's going to lead to LA tying the game up and having an advantage over the opening here at P1 as we're here for the second time.
Yeah, BZ is single-handedly getting them through basically the majority of these maps so far. Continues to make play after play. Has himself a Hellstorm in the back pocket when you go back over towards the P3, but continues on the hot hand. We need statue control to get another same result of P1 time. And when you're going 3 for 1 in the early fights, Koi now forced to break through blue.
It's a tough battle to be sure, especially with all the subs that are up, including Hydra and BZ.
Or that.
Yeah, now the push out starts to come through. Big moment in this game. It was 86 to 86. Toronto have not even really seen the hard point in a minute, but we'll get a couple of kills to allow them to get some control. But the rotation to new is what we're looking forward to, and Hydra's got that covered. Another 5 spree for him as he gets to 20 and 10. Not done as he wants the pistol shell, and Hydra gets to 6 in a row. Toronto will move the spawns, though, but they need to win this next set of gunfights because, well, the spawn out happens before the hard point opens.
Yeah, now LA have 2 Hellstorms going forward in the rest of this game, and Hydra just hopping on the objective. Secures a little bit of score, and now you have the driver's seat of spawns to just continuously flood your way through the backside. But it was Koi who were able to hold on to the front last go around. This time, Neum and all of LA said, nuh-uh, this time we get the break. We're up by 40, trying to run it up even more.
Texas and nades all hitting on both sides right now. Scrap wanted to watch the cross. Shut down. Hydra, a little elevation play, not going to work out. And Toronto will get us back to within 40 points. BZ, the rest of LA, looked like they want to try to go for this scrap time, and why not with the kills that they're able to get there. Catch Toronto on rotation. Now there's just one player inside the hill. It's Kleenex, and he can only do so much against the force of BZ. Toronto will still spawn behind the hill. BZ finessing, seeing what he can try to do to stall out the rotation to new, but he gets shut down, and now Toronto can try to hit quickly.
Yeah, and they got to go quickly because you have Hydra weak. You found the opening kill onto BZ at old, but you don't find any kills after that. A clean 4 dead in the feed for LA. Spawns in favor of Koi over towards yellow side, but you are ready and waiting if you are the Thieves. Neum's getting isolated towards tunnel, or you think, no, BZ is going to keep him alive.
Yeah, it's just been the SMGs helping each other out so well. Scrap takes down another. There's Neum to fill the gap, and now we're going to try to push through. Neum knows he's got contact close by. Slips, slides, finds Kleenex. Now again, on the corner, Scrap watching the heady. And the only player left now is Kip to try to stop LA from rotating through old. Luckily, Insight, who's been slow in this one, stops the rotation on the OE, but LA a huge and comfortable lead, and now they're starting to exit with only 13 seconds left on the third.
Yeah, and you still have 2 Hellstorms, so you're definitely going to invest one here if you don't have the spawns as fast as you want to. But they are finding all the kills. Last player you got to focus on is Joe Deceives. Neum's going to have a one-on-one, loses it. But now with BZ here to try to fill that gap, also gets picked off. So Koi find every single gunfight off the rotation. But this is why you dominate early into the game. Let's call it a Hellstorm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with the 2 Hellstorms, this should give you the advantage you need to put this thing into the record books. A BZ, with it called in, has scrap for 2. And the BZ will hit with the Hellstorm. So now over 200 points go LA. Toronto in scramble mode at this moment. And trying to get through this side door against what Hydra's been able to provide doesn't feel great. And that's why. Scrap for the opener on the pinch. Neum, Hydra keeping their guns up from the front. It's a full 4-man wipe. And how about it? LA aware that they still have Toronto spawning behind this hill.
Yeah, this is bad, man. Or they were just into the game, and now the last couple of hills have go heavy in favor of LA. And Neum with the turn and burn onto Insight. Just grows the lead even more. Only need 30 seconds to close out the game. You got statue control. BZ almost finds another kill in the feed. But it's just a matter of moments for LA call series.
Yeah, it's just been one of those things that LA, thanks to the sprees that we've seen, just give themselves so many opportunities to collect points, whether it be at old time or opening up rotations to new hills. And a BZ continues to not lose gunfights. Hydra, almost the same story there. But BZ will take his attention to the hard point. Toronto finding a good wave of eliminations here. Could turn into a moment to kind of stagger the spawns and push through. But you need to also collect the time, so they're just going to set their battleground around statue to play for P1 time.
Yeah, but Thieves can't play 2 on the back foot. You got to continue to be the aggressor. And with you finding 2 kills, you can still soak up all this final 15 at the P1. Koi, everyone coming off the respawn over towards yellow side. They know that it's only a matter of time. You don't have time to hit some of these long routes. You got to go straight to the HP. Oh,
Hydra's just absolutely shredding him apart. 33 and 18. He's in flow right now. 34, looking for more at the top of P4. He's going to find another until he drops. Hydra will finish on another killing.